Hey, beautiful Libra soul. Let me ask you something right away. What if the pain and betrayal you've endured weren't here to break you, but to break open your destiny? Because tonight, everything changes. This isn't just another horoscope video. This is a spiritual moment, a divine portal, and if you're here, it means you've been chosen to hear what the universe is about to reveal. You may think you randomly clicked on this video, but that's not what happened. You were guided here. Maybe it was through heartbreak. Maybe you were searching for peace. Or maybe, just maybe, your spirit knew there was something waiting for you tonight, something extraordinary, something long overdue. Welcome to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, and I want you to know, right from the beginning, that this is not about fate being written in stone. This is about awakening the power within you that has been sleeping behind layers of emotional scars. You didn't stumble across this message. You were summoned by something sacred. The truth is, you've already paid the price. Every sleepless night, every broken promise, every time you questioned your worth after someone else couldn't see it, wasn't meaningless suffering. That was spiritual currency. And now, Libra, the universe is preparing to release what you were meant to receive all along: peace, purpose, and yes, prosperity. You are not here to remain in survival mode. You are here to unlock a destiny that is worth millions. Now, let me paint this clearly: you are not lost. You are not late. You are in the final stretch of the storm. What you're feeling right now isn't chaos, it's divine restructuring. The universe is realigning everything around you, clearing out what no longer fits the frequency of your future. This isn't the end. This is the doorway. And tonight, together, we will step through it. But before we go any further, take a breath. And ask yourself, what brought you here right now? What was the thought, the feeling, the synchronicity? Comment below to confirm your connection to this message. Tell me what sign led you here. Was it a dream? A number you kept seeing? A moment of stillness that whispered, something is coming? Let's anchor this moment together. Write it below and declare it. And if you feel called, type "I'm ready for my breakthrough" in the comments right now, so the universe knows you're listening. Let me also take a moment to express the deepest gratitude I have for you just for showing up. Every like, every comment, every share, every single person who joins this sacred space makes it possible for us to grow this soul-centered community. Your presence here fuels this channel and allows us to continue bringing forward these messages of transformation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And Libra, trust me, you'll want to stay with me until the very end. What the universe is about to reveal. It's not just powerful. It's breathtaking. So let's begin. Sometimes the moments that feel the heaviest are the ones closest to our breakthrough. And Libra, what you're walking through right now is more than just another sleepless night, it's a cosmic summons. This exact moment in time carries a rare frequency, one that opens only once every 12 years. And the fact that you are here, listening, feeling, sensing that something is stirring beneath the surface of your life, is no coincidence. It's alignment. The moon, our emotional mirror and guardian of memory, is now passing through a mysterious and delicate opposition to Venus, your ruling planet. Venus, the keeper of beauty, value, harmony, and love, governs Libra with grace, but also with weight. When this alignment occurs, it stirs the inner tides, pulling up everything you've buried, everything you've hoped for, and everything you're finally ready to receive. These planetary positions don't just move the sky, they move us. And right now, they are unlocking a frequency known as the Golden Gate of Destiny. A gate that whispers, "Come. Step forward. You are ready." This isn't just about astrology, it's about timing. Divine timing. Universal orchestration. There are moments in life when heaven and earth move together in a delicate dance, and tonight is one of them. What you feel deep in your chest, the ache, the longing, the weight of things unsaid, is the echo of your soul recognizing its hour. You've been sowing in silence, in grief, in hope. And just like the sacred truth found in ancient scripture reminds us, those who sow in tears will one day reap in joy. That day may be closer than you think. In the stillness of this night, as the world sleeps and noise fades away, energy begins to move differently. And if you are awake now physically, emotionally, spiritually, it means something inside of you is responding. It means you are sensitive to the shift. You are part of the shift. Whether you believe in stars or stories, God or grace, sometimes the universe finds a way to reach us in the quiet. Sometimes the blessing doesn't come with thunder, it comes in a whisper. This is the whisper. I want to gently invite you to pay attention to what's rising in you right now. Not the fear. Not the old doubts. But the flicker of trust that maybe, just maybe, this is your moment. Maybe what broke you wasn't meant to destroy you, but to open you to a life that's finally worthy of your heart. Maybe you've always been meant to bloom, not despite the darkness, but because of it. So I ask you, dear Libra, what are you ready to claim tonight? What pain are you finally willing to lay down, so your hands are free to receive what's next? This portal, this celestial window, is not passive. It is activated by participation. It responds to willingness. Even a whisper of yes is enough. You don't need to shout. You don't need to prove yourself. You only need to respond. Leave a comment below, let it be your yes. Let it be your confirmation. Whether you share a feeling, a memory, or just write the word ready, know that even this simple act can become a turning point. When we name our readiness, we open the door for grace to move through. And grace always arrives right on time. You are not alone in this. There is power in sacred timing, in intentional stillness, and in the choice to believe in more. Let tonight be the beginning. Not of something random, but of something written. Something beautiful. Something that already has your name on it. There are moments in life when silence weighs more than words, when a broken heart doesn't just a cheat transforms. And Libra, what you've endured in the quiet spaces of your soul has not gone unseen. The sorrow that clings to you, the betrayal that still echoes in your memory, these were not meaningless interruptions. They were catalysts. Not curses, but chisels. They were shaping you, refining you like fire refines gold, not to punish, but to prepare. When we look at the Nine of Swords, we see the sleepless nights, the anxiety, the self-blame that Libra energy often internalizes. This card is not simply about pain, it's about the invisible conversations you've had with yourself in the dark. It's the replaying of moments you couldn't change, wondering if you said too much, or not enough. But let me offer you this, those nights didn't make you weak. They made you real. They made you wise. They taught you discernment, boundaries, and most importantly, they opened you up to something that many people never reach: emotional truth. Then comes the Three of Swords, a card that is often feared, yet deeply misunderstood. Yes, it represents heartbreak. Yes, it speaks of betrayal. But it also represents release. The sword doesn't just wound, it also reveals what needs to be removed. And Libra, for someone who often puts harmony above all else, you have tolerated too much, for too long. The betrayal didn't come to break your identity. It came to break the illusion that everyone deserves access to your energy. It came to teach you who was draining your spirit and who was worthy of your sacred loyalty. You were not discarded. You were protected, even if it didn't feel like it at the time. In healing, we often reach a place where pain no longer screams, it simply sits beside us, like an old companion. But tonight, that energy shifts. Because the star arrives. And the star doesn't appear for just anyone. It shines for those who have walked through the fire and still choose to believe in light. It marks the turning point. It whispers that your pain has a purpose, and that you haven't lost yourself, you've been in a process of becoming. Think of a pearl. It doesn't exist until something irritates the shell, until a wound forms. And then through pressure, time, and quiet endurance, beauty is born. That's you, Libra. You are the pearl. The wound was real, but so is the transformation. And maybe, just maybe, the part of you that's hurting is also the part that's birthing something sacred. In the chaos of life, it's easy to forget this. You're allowed to be both healing and rising. You're allowed to carry hurt and still carry hope. You don't have to be completely whole to be completely deserving. And no one can invalidate your journey because no one else walked through your nights but you. So here's my gentle invitation to you: honor the version of yourself that survived. The one that didn't give up, even when love left. Even when trust was broken. Even when the silence screamed louder than words. That part of you is not broken, it is brave. And that bravery is the key to unlocking everything you've been praying for. If this resonates with you, if you've ever been abandoned, dismissed, betrayed, know that you are not alone. Leave a comment below and say, "I've been hurt, and I deserve to be healed and wealthy." Let this moment be your reclamation. Let it be the energetic signature that tells the universe, "I am ready, not just to be seen, but to receive." Because you are. You always were. You may have started noticing small things lately, moments that seem too perfectly timed, feelings that pass through your body like soft whispers, a number repeating itself again and again until it becomes impossible to ignore. These aren't coincidences. They're markers. Signals. Confirmation that something is already shifting around you, even before you fully understand what it is. When you've been living under emotional strain for a long time, your nervous system is trained to expect struggle. But when abundance starts to enter, the first thing that arrives is not always money, it's alignment. One of the most overlooked signs of transformation is a sudden sense of peace. Not because everything has been resolved on the outside, but because something inside you finally stopped fighting. That stillness you feel? That's your energy recalibrating. It's the frequency of receiving. And Libra, a sign of balance and harmony, you are naturally wired to sense when your soul is catching up with your destiny. So when peace shows up without explanation, don't question it, will come it. Another sign may come from someone you thought you left in the past. Maybe it's a text from someone who hurt you. Maybe it's a sudden reappearance from a chapter you swore was closed. But this is not about reuniting. It's about review. This is not romance knocking, it's the universe asking, have you really healed, or just moved on too fast? These moments don't come to distract you. They come to validate how much you've grown. Then there are the small financial shifts. Maybe a delayed payment finally arrives. Maybe you receive a refund you forgot about. Or maybe someone unexpectedly gives you something of value: time, a favor, a resource. It seems small, but energetically, it's a down payment. The first drops of rain before the downpour. This is how wealth often begins, not with an explosion, but with a whisper that builds momentum. And if you've been seeing repeating numbers 222, 888, 1111, pay attention. These are not random. In energetic language, numbers are codes. 222 signals harmony and trust in divine timing. 888 is the signature of abundance and karmic return. 1111 is the guardian invitation to stay present, because you are standing on the edge of something completely new. If you've seen any of these recently, it's not your imagination. It's a subtle knock on the door of your awareness, asking you to notice. Sometimes, this guidance also comes through dreams. You might dream of light, or of someone who has passed, perhaps a grandparent, or a figure you can't quite name but somehow feel comforted by. These dreams often come during seasons of transition. They are gentle reminders that you are not walking this path alone, and that there is help reaching toward you from unseen places. Whether or not you consider yourself spiritual, these dreams tend to arrive at pivotal moments just before something breaks open, just before the tides of your life turn. It's important to say this clearly: abundance is not just about financial wealth. It's about safety, clarity, and freedom. And those things arrive first in feeling form. They start with a calm breath, a strange sense of knowing, a quiet moment where you realize you're no longer panicking over the things that used to keep you up at night. That shift is not small. That is the soil from which your future success will grow. So if any of these signs have shown up in your world recently, even just one, take it as a confirmation. You're not imagining it. You're being prepared. And if this message resonates with you, I invite you to comment below and tell me which number you've been seeing lately, or which sign has spoken to you most. There is power in acknowledging what you've received. And when you do, the next sign always follows. There are moments when the universe opens just wide enough for you to step into a new reality, but only if you're willing to take that step with intention. This night, Libra, is one of those moments. The energy surrounding you isn't passive. It's moving, inviting, waiting. And while many will sleep through it unaware, you've been brought here for a horizontal act, to align, and to receive. But energy doesn't move with wishful thinking alone. It moves with action. And that's why what you do tonight between midnight and 3 a.m. holds more weight than you might imagine. Think of this window of time as a sacred hand reaching out to you. It doesn't demand grand gestures. It requires only conscious, quiet intention. Writing down the words, "I release my pain. I receive my millions," is more than symbolic. It's a signal to every layer of your energy body, to your subconscious patterns, and to the law of attraction itself. By physically writing those words, you interrupt old cycles and imprint a new command onto the field of reality. Your energy shifts when you choose to participate in your own unfolding. Place a glass of water beside your bed tonight. Not because water is magical, but because water is a conduit. It holds intention, absorbs frequency, and mirrors emotion. In many cultures and scientific studies alike, water has been known to respond to words, thoughts, and even prayer. When you place that water beside you with purpose, holding the intention of healing, wealth, and release, you invite your own energy to reprogram itself while you sleep. Let it be a silent partner in your transformation. And about those messages you might feel tempted to re-redent. Leave the past where it belongs. Energy moves forward only when it's unanchored from what no longer serves. Looking back, reliving those emotions, or trying to interpret someone else's silence will only tether your spirit to the very version of you you're trying to evolve from. Instead of rereading their words, write new ones of your own. Words that affirm who you are now, and where you're going. Even the simple act of liking, commenting, or sharing this video is part of the ritual. It's not about algorithms. It's about anchoring energy. You're making a public declaration not to others, but to the frequency you wish to match. The law of attraction doesn't respond to hesitation, it responds to clarity. Every physical act you take, no matter how small, is a spiritual stamp that says, I'm in. From a self-help perspective, let's ground this in your daily reality too. If you want to support your nervous system as it transitions into this new frequency, start by switching out caffeine after 10 p.m. for chamomile or calming herbal tea. It's a small change that signals safety to your body. When your body feels safe, it's more open to receiving. Financially, write down one debt you've been carrying, whether emotional or monetary, and imagine it being cleared tonight. Visualize waking up free from that weight. In love, resist the urge to reopen old conversations and instead write a message to yourself affirming your worth. What's happening tonight isn't just spiritual. It's cellular. You're not just sleeping, you're reinstalling a new identity. This is the difference between wanting change and welcoming it. You've waited long enough, Libra. Let tonight be the night you stop watching others receive their breakthroughs and become the one who claims your own. If you're ready, if this message speaks to the part of you that knows it's time, then do something simple but bold. Comment below and say, I'm releasing and receiving now. Let the words carry weight. Let your actions open the door. And as you rest tonight, know this, you are not falling asleep. You are awakening. There are moments in life when a blessing arrives not just for you but for every silent voice, every forgotten dream, and every broken promise in your bloodline. And Libra, this moment is one of them. You may have thought the abundance that's flowing toward you was simply a reward for your own resilience. But as someone born under the sign of divine balance and soul contracts, what you're receiving is far deeper. You're not just being blessed, you are being entrusted. Many people misunderstand wealth as something purely material. But in the sacred contracts of the cosmos, especially those tied to your Libra lineage, money can be a form of healing. You are carrying the longing of a grandmother who gave up everything for her children, or a father who never saw his true worth in the eyes of the world. There is someone who once prayed in silence, under the same stars you now look up to, whispering, "Let it be better for someone after me." That someone is you. When we look through the astrological lens, Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, love, and value. But few understand that Venus is also the keeper of legacy, of inherited value not yet redeemed. And when Venus moves through power alignments like what we are witnessing tonight, it doesn't just send money to your pocket, it awakens ancient energy frozen in time. You are becoming the key that unlocks a door someone else knocked on decades ago. It's no coincidence that this financial moment feels heavy with emotion. Because it's not just a deposit. It's a restoration. A divine rebalancing. You are the one the ledger waited for. You are the one who said yes to carrying what others could not finish, and now heaven is saying yes to you. In Christian reflection, there is a concept that God often works through generational redemption. Sometimes He doesn't just bless one person, He blesses through them. A miracle that was prayed for in 1973 may arrive in your inbox tonight, not because He was late, but because you were always meant to be the vessel. That's why this moment feels so layered. So mysterious. So sacred. And Libra, this is the part that gives me chills to say to you, you are not just meant to enjoy this wealth. You are meant to heal with it. To elevate others with it. To shift the story. To give voice to the parts of your family tree that were silenced by shame, poverty, or circumstance. Your gain is not isolation, it is restoration. So when you rise, bring their names with you. Close your eyes tonight and ask yourself, who in my family never got the chance to feel safe, secure, or seen? Who always gave, but never received? This is your moment to offer back what they never could ask for. Not out of guilt but out of deep, soul-rooted honor. And yes, it's okay if it feels overwhelming. If it feels like a responsibility as much as a reward. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's ancestral. So tonight, as the cosmic energy moves through your sign like a river of grace, say their name. Speak their story. And let them rise with you. Because when a Libra gets rich, they take the whole house with them. And maybe, just maybe, this was the plan all along. As we bring this sacred message to a close, dear Libra, I want you to breathe in deeply and remember something that many forget in moments of pain. You were never just waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. Everything you've endured, the heartbreak, the betrayal, the silent tears, the sleepless nights spent wondering, why me, none of it was in vain. Those wounds weren't signs of weakness. They were initiation marks. Proof that you were chosen to break a generational cycle. That you were strong enough to be reshaped by the fire, not destroyed by it. And tonight, yes, tonight, something sacred unlocks for you. There's a divine movement happening behind the scenes of your life. And though you can't see it with your eyes, your soul can feel it. Your name is being whispered in rooms of opportunity. Your spirit is being written into contracts of wealth, healing, and restoration. Every betrayal is being turned into currency. Every injustice is becoming an investment the universe is now paying back with interest. So I ask you, can you feel the shift? Can you allow yourself to believe that you are worthy of millions? Not just in money, but in peace, in love, in moments that make your heart exhale? Because when you say yes, when you align, when you anchor the energy, you become unstoppable. Speech balloon type in the comments, I receive my millions tonight. I forgive the past and welcome the reward. This is more than a sentence, it's a spiritual signature. It tells the universe, I'm ready. I'm available. I'm open. Like this video to lock in the vibration. Share this with someone who also needs to know. The pain didn't destroy you, it refined you. Subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot to stay in alignment with your highest path. Now, before we part, I want to leave you with a gentle truth. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. God and the universe didn't remove those people to harm you, they cleared the way for what is truly meant for your soul. And sometimes, your breakthrough comes quietly. Like a whisper at midnight. So don't be afraid of silence tonight. Within it lies your transformation. Close your eyes later and imagine it, the check arriving. The opportunity calling. The peace settling in your chest. The justice finally arriving. It's not fantasy. It's manifestation. And you, dear Libra, are more powerful than you think. Let tonight be your yes. Thank you for being here. I see you. I believe in you. I'm honored to walk this path with you. Until next time. Stay aligned, stay grounded, and remember, you don't chase blessings. You attract them. Because you are the miracle. With love, your guide at Zodiac Whisper Tarot.